This session is about Egypt's experience and journey in financial inclusion. CBE's sub-governor, Maya Bunnaga, will take us through it, but before, let us watch this video.
Of their own. About her. This could be a story about policies and policymakers, but it's not. It is in fact a story about her. She is the subject, she is the focus, and she will take us to whatever is next. She will carry us, as she has always done, to a future in which everyone enjoys access to our nation's financial system and to all of the doors of opportunity that opens. Egypt's financial system is sound, well-regulated, an engine of economic growth. But we have much to do to ensure universal access. Nothing we do will transform her life more than ensuring she can open an account, make a deposit, and access credit, because she will save a portion of her family income. She will have access to funds to help educate her family, to take care of her loved ones in sickness and in health. She will start a business, finance her working capital, open a new branch, join a supply chain, and as she does, she will create jobs and opportunities for others to start enterprises of their own. The hopes and dreams of an entire nation are on her shoulders. It's about her, but there is much that policymakers can do to make it possible. And by easing her journey, we will ease Egypt's. And as we do so, we hold a simple maxim to heart, a principle and an equation that we are committed to drive Egypt's financial inclusion forward. It is the simple principle that women times technology equals progress squared.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Ministers, governors, AFI members, honored guests. We are here today to present to you Egypt's journey on financial inclusion. And if you allow me, I'll be telling the story through facts, figures, and recaps on initiatives, but also through two stories of two special women, a story of lending and a story of saving. They are unique, but they do represent the potential of 50 million other women who will help lead financial inclusion forward. We, as the regulator of the largest part of the financial system, are the core focus of the efforts of financial inclusion. Those efforts lie within private sector and the public and private sector, and within government and business and all the other stakeholders. We are all united around one goal: to ensure that all business and individuals have access and use the formal financial system, not only to make their lives better, but to be part of the engine of economic growth and sustainable development. But before we start talking about progress, I want to show you how Egypt looks like today and present some key demographics. So in terms of population and geographic size, Egypt is quite large. We have about 1 million square kilometers of land, and in terms of population, we are number 1 in the Middle East, number 3 in Africa, and number 15 around the world. This comes with a lot of challenges, but it does present great opportunities. Our financial system is strong and robust, and it has helped us through the past times to overcome difficult times, the global financial crisis and the events of 2011 and 2006 and 2013. Our financial system is geared to cater for the needs of the already formalized large and medium enterprises and the individuals who, by virtue of education, understand the benefit of being included. Now, the question is, how do we bring more people into our financial system? And before we start talking about progress, we need to quantify how many people do and do not have access to the formal financial system. And we've done a limited demand-side survey, which led us to believe that about 32% of the adult population hold an account either with the bank or the post. And apart from a very large informal sector, we have three key barriers to financial inclusion. One being the large size of income disparity, the distribution of the population between rural and urban areas, and the differences in education and communication. Our second challenge is data. We are collecting data about the informal sector. We are analyzing the data. We are trying to understand what is taking place in our system to be able to derive conclusion and set policy directions. Our final challenge is, of course, alignment, a challenge that most of you in the audience face. We need to coordinate and collaborate our efforts between different stakeholders. And to do so, we have embedded financial inclusion in a deep national commitment to be achieved by 2030. Our president, who was present here today, signals the importance of financial inclusion on Egypt's agenda and confirms the commitment on the highest level. The Prime Minister was here also today, and all the government agencies agreeing on financial inclusion are key stakeholders to our efforts. And we, at the Central Bank of Egypt, our approach is to create an enabling regulatory environment to have access to finance to MSMEs, to grow and create jobs, but also to include the marginalized, the youth, and the women. But before we go on, I would like to show you a story about a very special woman. Her name is Ghada.
أنا غادة محمد أحمد شورى من محافظة البحيرة. أنا بنت من أرياف مصر. طبعاً الأرياف معروفة إن مش بيعترفوا بتعليم البنت، مش بيعترفوا إنها تكمل ولا تبقى عندها طموح. البنت يعني سن 15 سنة تتجوز. طبعاً أول عريس جه تقدم خلاص غادة تتجوز. عندي طموح وعندي هدف ومعرفش يعني إيه مستحيل. جت فكرة إن أنا أقعد أفصل أي حاجة، أعمل أي حاجة في البيت وأنا قاعدة. جبت مكنة والدتي الله يرحمها وقعدت خيطت عليها. بقيت أقعد أرسم الباترون بورق الجرايد لوحدي من غير ما أتعلم. اشتغلت. جوزي ما منعش في الأول لأنه حرمني من إن أنا أكمل تعليم، فقال لي خلاص يا غادة اعملي اللي أنت عاوزاه. ساعدني وجاب لي مكانتين كده في البيت واشتغل بيهم، بس أنا ما كانش ده آخر طموحي. بعد كده جوزي توفى الله يرحمه 5 سنين، من 5 سنين تقريبا. أيام كتير كانت بتعدي عليا وأنا محتاجة كل جنيه وكل حد يطبطب عليا أنا وولادي. خلاص بقى جوزي توفى وأنا المسؤولة عن ولادي، فلازم أقف وأبقى راجل وأسد. بعد كده لقيتني عاوزة أعمل مشروع وأبقى صاحبة مصنع صغير. أنا ابتديت ب5 مكانات، أخدت قرض 35,000 جنيه، جبت مكان تاني وخامات كبرت، بقى عندي 10 مكانات في الوقت دوت. اشتغلت فأخدت قرض تاني، بعدها بفترة اشتريت عربية عشان تنقل العمال وفي نفس الوقت تنقل البضاعة نجيبها للسوق. المشروع بيكبر واحدة واحدة، لقيته بيكبر قدامي. أخدت قرض تاني 69,000 جنيه. القرض ده جبت منه تاني 5 مكانات، اشتغلت تاني أكتر والحمد لله برضو بنجح. الحمد لله عملت لابني شقته دلوقتي، أجوزه. ولادي في تعليمهم بصرف عليهم وأنا كمان الحمد لله. كنتش أحلم إن أبقى كده أبدا.
Four loans, 15 jobs, all created by a widow who otherwise would have been on welfare. Ghada's journey didn't exist 5 years ago. Her business flourished only when she had access to the formal financial system. And I believe Ghada is with us here in the audience. Ghada, could you please stand up? We've achieved this progress by issuing multiple initiatives and incentivizing banks to create products that will bring all the Ghadas into the system. We are educating everybody to know that SME is a priority for development. And we started by issuing our definition back in 2015, while the microfinance law was issued by the non-bank regulator back in 2014. And with the recently issued definition of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the definition has gone national. We've created a definition that is suitable to the Egyptian context. And the achievements that were made is really unbelievable. As you see, the size of the portfolios have increased in 6 months. We've set the baseline data to be able to measure progress going forward. And we've mandated banks to set a requirement, 20% out of their portfolio by 2020, just to make it clear that they do have a requirement to target those clients. And we've done this, we've made it very affordable for MSMEs to borrow in a high interest rate environment by rolling out incentive packages and issuing all the incentive packages for those loans. We've mandated banks to set strategies, build their infrastructure, and create products. And on the level of the government, so many efforts have also been done. Many laws and regulations were issued that are beneficial to all the stakeholders, to the customers, to the business, and to the national growth. And with the pieces of the puzzle coming together, the picture will unfold. And having a closer look at consumer protection, setting up a dispute mechanism, and establishing the movable asset collateral, we are making progress. Microfinance has been operating in the informal sector for decades. Formalizing the sector is new to us. The legal framework that has been set by the EFSA has really paved the way to capture its full potential. More than 750 NGOs were recently licensed, and we've seen tremendous increase in the portfolio and the number of active users, large percentage of which are women. And we realized what type of products it's needed to bring all the people into the financial system. And we have realized that traditional banking will not suffice. Innovation and technology have to kick in to be able to reach the furthest individual in Upper Egypt. We have created a strong payment and financial infrastructure with a mobile payment at its core. We're not looking to position this product as a transfer tool, but rather a large framework with all possible credit and savings schemes. We've driven mortgage finance in a country that's never had this product before. And we've done so by availing long-term funding and pools of subsidized funding to individuals that meet minimum and maximum thresholds. The government has done an excellent effort in this regard by availing a large number of units in a very short period, issuing a directive to simplify the mortgage procedure, and subsidizing low-income individuals through a government mortgage fund. But challenges do exist. And our biggest challenge is, of course, financial education and literacy. We need to educate the people working in the financial system to change their mindset. We need to educate generations of people who need to understand the benefit of being included in the financial system. And in this regard, I would like to acknowledge the effort that's being done on the national level by a multi-stakeholder committee to draft the National Strategy on Financial Education under the leadership of the Egyptian Banking Institute. But again, before we go on, I will show you another story, a story of saving this time. A very special woman named Afaf. And Afaf is part of an informal structure that does exist. And as informal as they are, if the potential is great if empowered with technology. Let's see the story of Afif.
أنا اسمي عفاف عبد الرازق، متجوزة لي 10 سنين ومعايا 3 أولاد. طبعاً كلمة لأ، حاجة لأولادك طبعاً مفيش، أي قرش طبعاً معاكي لأ. حماتك هي اللي كانت بتبقى مسؤولة عنك، مسؤولية تامة، حتى لو عيل ضعف مني كانت هي طبعاً مسؤولة إن هي توديه الدكتور أو هي اللي كانت تعالجه. أنا ما كنتش ليا دعوة بأي حاجة خالص، ما عليا إن أنا أشتغل في البيت وبس. لكن طبعاً بوجود صندوق الادخار حياتي اتغيرت خالص. اشتركت معاهم وبدأنا ندخر. كنت يا دوبك بخطف نفسي كده اروح الاجتماع، ممكن ادفع الفلوس وامشي. بدأت الموضوع يعجبني، فبدأت اقعد من الكلام اللي هم كانوا بيقولوه عن التدريب وان ازاي الست تدخر، وكانوا برضه كلام توعية واستفدت منها كتير جدا. فهمنا منه ازاي نعمل ميزانية لبيتنا، ازاي مثلا نعمل ميزانية لمشروعنا، ازاي نرشد في حاجاتنا وفي استهلاكنا، ازاي ندخر من مصروفنا. ان انت حتى لو ادخرت 5 جنيه كل اسبوع ممكن تعملي حاجه. فال5 جنيه دي مش عارفه كانت هتيجي منين اصلا عشان ادخرها.
وزياد دفعت سامي 30 جنيه.
اول سنه طبعا ما اقترضتش اي قرض. انا خدت 180 جنيه وكنت فرحانه بيها جدا. ودلوقتي الحمد لله ممكن اتكلم في راس مال بتاع 5000 جنيه من غير اي يعني من مش عارفه هم جم منين يعني، بس الحمد لله. وبدات طبعا اجيب فراخ بيضه بريشها وبعملها وبنضفها يعني ووديها جاهز، ولو حد طلب مني دليفري برضه بوديه لحد البيت، وكله طبعا بحسابه.
واحمد دفع سهمين 60 جنيه.
انا مش عايزه ارجع لورا، انا عايزه ابص لقدام. زمان ما كنتش قادره اعمل اي حاجه، ما كنتش حتى بقدر حتى ان انا اجيب حاجه لنفسي، حتى لو حاجه شخصيه، حتى حاجه لاولادي لا. لكن دلوقتي حاسه انني في استقلاليه ماليه، او حاسه انني مستقله بنفسي، او ان انا اقدر نعمل حاجه. ان اولادي طلبوا مني حاجه ان انا اقدر اعملها او اقدر اجيبها، ما اقولش لا ده انا معيش.
980 جنيه هنحطها في الكيس بتاع الادخار ونقفل الصندوق.
انا اقدر اقول لكل ام ان هي تخش مجموعات الادخار وتشوف التغيير اللي هيحصل لها زي ما حصل لي انا في حياتي.
The Village Saving and Lending Association, an EU project done under the auspices of the National Council for Women and executed by UN Women and a wonderful, fantastic NGO called CARE. The VSLA is a system that is operative and running. We would like to capitalize on the momentum, add the technology flavor, replicate the experience, and the impact will be amplified. The Central Bank of Egypt and the National Council for Women has chosen to go into partnership to capitalize on the VSLA experience. The government has done wonderful efforts to target also women financial inclusion. The Takaful program, one of the nation's largest social welfare program, targets 90% out of which are women. Now imagine if we press the go button, bring all those women into our financial system by making their benefit payments electronic. And with the rapid evolution of technology and the high use of mobile payments, as you see from the high penetration rate, we are convinced that mobile payment will lead the efforts of financial inclusion in this country. It has proven to surpass any geographic, demographic, and institutional constraints. We have issued multiple initiatives and issued laws that will bring this into a reality, from the National Council for Payment to awareness campaign to establishing a national switch to facilitate interoperability. And again, challenges do exist. We have challenges related to infrastructure, to the regulatory framework, and of course, as usual, financial education. We are not reinventing the wheel. From interoperability to consumer protection, from simplified KYC to the credit bureau, and with the agent banking being the target through which we bring in all those women into the financial system, we are making progress again. I'm coming to the end of my presentation. And I hope that with the stories that we have shown you, that you understand how serious Egypt is about financial inclusion. We've set the plans. We need to set the targets, but above all, we need to put commitments. In the AFI world, commitments have a name. They are called Maya declarations. And since our commitment revolves around women today, I find no one better than the president of the National Council for Women to present our commitment today. And her name happens to be Maya.